guys, it's a pretty nice day here. 41 degrees and sunny, and the wind is down, which is a big change from the last couple of days. It's been cloudy and wanting to snow and rain and do all sorts of not spring-like things, which is kind of frustrating. Um, Not because of anything other than the fact that we have calves and baby pigs soon. We have calves due, well, in this month, April. Um, We have Jade and Timber and Rocket that are all supposed to be calving in this month for sure, and then a couple others that are April, May, and then two or three that are in May, June. So we don't have a very big herd of cattle, but we have enough to make it work. Um, it's We have Red Angus here, and a few dairy and dairy cross cattle. The only dairy cross heifer that we have currently, her name is Dipstick, and she is due to calve um, April, May. So more May than April. Her udder looks like it's getting pretty ripe, but for the most part, she hasn't really dropped a whole heck of a lot, and still looks like she's going to hold on to it for a little while. Um, we have all sorts of different things going on this month. It's going to be a really busy month. We got pigs due April 19th, 20th, and 21st, and those girls are looking round, very round. Their udders have started to develop, so they're not going to hold off, I don't think, much past those dates. But just keeping an eye on the cows right now as best I can. We did have an unfortunate situation with Timber. She gave birth to a bull calf 2 days ago. The downside is that I believe the calf was either slightly premature or had passed away in utero. He wasn't a viable calf. He didn't really get up from where he was born, and didn't really play the game as far as wanting to live goes. So that's unfortunate, and she misses him. She calls for him still 2 days later. So we're going to give her a second chance. We give everybody here 2 chances to be good moms, and hopefully they can do their job in those 2 chances. If not, then unfortunately we have to cull them. But we do our best to make sure that they have everything they need to meet those goals. But like I said, we do have a small herd, this being one of them. This is Gray Duck. She is one of the only dark-colored cows that we have here, and she's really in the mood to get scratched lately. Her udder is developing fairly well, and let's see if I can show you. Yeah, so her udder is pretty dirty right now because she was laying in the mud, but both back and front quarters are pretty full. But her teats themselves still have a lot of ripple to them. So she's not going to calve in the next day or two. It can change pretty quick though, so you really have to keep an eye on things. Like I said, our beef cows are probably a bit more tame than everybody else's beef cows, just because we have got little kids, and I make the effort to make sure that they understand, my space, your space type of thing. And in that seems to come tame cows. I do come out and feed them, by hand. I'm with them when they eat, that kind of thing. Gray Duck wasn't tame when we got her. You couldn't touch her for probably 6 months. And then one day she just figured I was okay. I like cows like that. We only have 2 right now that you can't mess with like this. And one I don't believe we ever can. Hi, Nevada. No, you're not Nevada. That's Prim. Hi, Prim. Prim is Nevada's daughter from 2 years ago. She was born about a month behind Avery, my youngest child. But Grey Duck, she's a good girl. She's actually our boss cow, so she keeps everybody in check as far as attitudes go and pecking order things go. So she'll actually come up and solicit you for pets before everybody else will, mostly because she's on the docket for getting everything before everybody else. Um, but I'll walk around and show you everybody and tell you everybody's story. Here we have Cora. She's the first dairy cow I ever actually had. She is due for May, June, and she's bred with a bull and AI sire called Thomas Jefferson. He is a red Angus, but he is a black carrier, so he very well could throw black calves. Kind of much like a calf that looks similar to what Simon looks like. So that's Cora. And then here we have Libby. She's not new until June. She's also AI'd with that same bull. See if I can get Cora's head out of the way. You're not cooperating, my dear. So yeah, just trying to keep everybody in check and in tow. Her udder is definitely not very developed. Her back end is getting loose, but it's not quite there at all. This is Lacey. She's due for May, end of May, I would assume. She actually sloughed a calf last year, early on, really, really early on. And then we kept her with everybody else and brought her back this year. What happened, Simon? Simon fell in the feed trough. And then this is Timber. She's the first calf heifer that had that calf the other day. She's doing all right. She did drop her cleanings. The goop that you see out the back end of her is pretty typical of after they calve. They kind of slime for a couple days after. But she's going to get a second chance. She's going to go out with the cows and do all the things. In our herd, the heifers that are with the cows that don't have babies usually wind up watching the calves as the moms go graze and things like that. So it actually works out pretty well. We'll have somebody that knows the ropes for the bunch of heifers that we have up and coming. And this is Daisy. This is actually Timber's mom. And Daisy is another AI'd cow. She's due for June. She had twins last year. She was preg checked that she only has one calf, which is phenomenal. She did a really good job with the twins. She kept them both alive the whole time that she had them. But they did turn out to be a little bit smaller come weaning time than everybody else's calves did, which is to be expected. And then we have Chili, and Chili is a cow that I got not that long after Cora. Chili is a decent cow. She'll take anybody's babies if you let her. She's probably going to come out of this pen when everybody starts calving, mostly because she really likes calves. So we'll kind of go from there and see how she acts. If she just wants to be friendly with them and sort of mommy, but not really mommy, that would be ideal. But we'll see. Alongside Chili is Kate. She calved last year as well, but she did have some difficulty calving last year. She had a heifer calf that was a viable calf at one point, but her shoulder got stuck coming out. The calf's shoulder got stuck coming out, and by the time we got her pulled out, she was no longer a viable calf. I do think that Kate is going to be a really good mom. She is due for April this month, and her udder is looking saggy right now, but it could fill up. It's filled up a lot more in the last couple days than it has in the previous time, and her back end is really loose. So I'm expecting April calf for her, and right here on her, I don't know if you can see it, but right here on her is really dipped out. So when they carry their calf, so Grey Duck is right here, and she's a pretty decent example. So she's not due technically until May. And see how she just has a really slight dip right here? That means that the calf is still sitting high enough, and I don't expect her to calve this week, next week, maybe the end of April if things progress, but definitely not any earlier than the end of April, early May. But Kate here, she's really dipped out right here, really concave. Like I could set my whole hand in that space and it wouldn't really level out where it would be skin on skin. So she's really dipped out in here. So I mean, hi Gray Duck. Hi Mama. Hi, how are you doing? So I expect her to calve soon. To be truthfully honest with you, within the next 5 days to a week being maximum, I would say. So just trying to get everybody kept in tow and looked at and making sure that we're keeping track of all that is calving season around here. It's a busy time. April is going to be incredibly busy for us. I hope you stick around for more videos. You can watch baby calves and baby pigs and all sorts of other crazy things that go on here. I'm going to try to get a video out, or at least document. We're having a vet come to do, it's called Bangs Vaccinating. Basically, it's a vaccination for brucellosis on our up-and-coming heifer calves. That vaccination has to be done within a year of birth. And the most recent, or the earliest calf that we had born last year would be Haley, and she was born on the 15th of May. So we definitely have to get that vaccination done before the 15th of May. So next week is when she's coming, and I will try to get some of that on video. Basically, it's similar to what you do, or what you might have seen done on Wiedemann Reap and blue cactus dairy goats, mostly because they do tattoo their animals for show purposes. This is a little bit different. The brucellosis vaccine is actually, they get a silver tag, or it's an orange tag when they get it. Let's see if I can show you on Grey Duck here. Oh, she lost her tag. That's nice. So they get an ear notch right here, an ear notch right here, and then in this ear, they'll actually have a tattoo, and that tattoo shows up in black ink, or in a black light. It's green ink, but it shows up under black light. And basically what we say, or what a lot of cow people that do this say, is that the left ear is ours and the right ear is the state's. So you can kind of justify the fact that if they have had a brucellosis vaccine, then they do have information. And like Grey Duck, since she has lost her tag, a good way to tell that she has been brucellosis vaccinated is to identify the fact that she does have that one ear notch. And they do that. It's an optional ear notch, but it's a good idea in case they do, like Grey Duck, lose their tag. But Kate here, she has hers. Hey Katie. She has hers. And basically it's an identification number when they get them. Sorry, hon, I didn't mean to scare you. When they get them, it is a yellow tag, but with wearing and stuff like that, it does kind of go silver. But it's got an identification number on it, and then you go from there for identification on when the brucellosis vaccination was given. It's not a required thing by our state, but it is, in our opinion, a good idea to have it. So I'll try to get that on video. All right, guys, thanks so much for hanging around. Hopefully soon I'll have some calves for you guys to look at. All right, take care. Have a good day. Bye-bye.